Today we are printing out 5 3D printed workshop tools, and let's just get right into it. First one is something that I've wanted for a really long time, but I couldn't really justify buying it considering how infrequently I would probably end up using it. Here are all the prints from that. They all seem like they printed out very nicely, and let's go ahead and assemble them. I've wanted something like this for years, but I'm not a precision woodworker, and so the thought of me investing a lot of money in, a set of brass just seemed kind of silly. I'm pushing, but I'm not pushing hard because I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be doing. There's probably directions someplace. That's how you do it. Lay it flat, push them together. There we go. Okay, so it's not about gorillaing it. You actually do it with finesse. So you lay it flat like this, and you sort of push them together. And there's a little recess right here, and it just slides right into place. So now I just go from the largest to the smallest. Oh, interesting. Some of these go in really well. Some of these aren't going in at all. And now I've got no fit, fits, fits, no fit, fits. Okay, so those all fit beautifully. You can see that this is now full. And then we've got 2 little bonus ones. Gosh, it's a little tight. But the ones that fit in there, it's really nice. Here's the important part. I'm presuming you guys want to know the same thing I do, whether or not these are actually accurate. Let's start with 3/8. Fantastic. All right, moving on. 1/2 inch. I hear you. I don't know, this seems pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. So the thing about the brass ones is that they're gonna last a lifetime, right? Like they're gonna last forever because they're made out of brass. You're gonna take care with them. If you need to replace one of these, you can print this out in a few minutes, and it seems very accurate. It's a setup block. The only thing it needs to do is be accurate. Printed it out great. Comes with a box. And the box holds almost all of the pieces. Next one is a simple storage item that I think is going to be very useful. And those are all the supports. If you've watched any of these videos previously, you'll know that I'll sometimes add these storage solutions. And that's because sometimes getting glue out of these Tide Bond bottles is a pain in the butt. And being able to invert that makes it so much more useful. It's just a holder. It's out of the way now. It's inverted. Okay, it's easy to get to. I can pull it out. It's like a little glue holster. I've got another glue bottle that I frequently use. This is my Rockler one. It's a little smaller. It fits in there just as well. And so I'm going to print another one in blue. And now I've cleared off more space on the bench. Okay, the third item is something practical-ish. Almost no supports on this. There was a little brim on a couple of these that just popped right off. If you've ever used a holder for your packing tape, these probably look familiar. That's exactly what they are, but for masking tape. And they come in different, so this measurement's always the same. The difference is the height, and that depends on the type of masking tape you want. Smiley face on it, that's the side that you're going to cut from. So the sticky side should be facing the little smiley face. So if you've got it on incorrectly, go ahead and flip it around. Tears off very neatly. It's got a very neat edge on it. Now, I don't have a ton of trouble tearing off masking tape, but it is nice. But as you hold it, you can go ahead and just tear off pieces, and you always get a nice clean edge. Certainly a nice addition to the shop, and you can print them out in different heights depending on your different heights of masking tape. Being able to get a clean edge on the masking tape is really nice, especially if you're going to use this for painted edges or anything like that. Now, I did want to try it for duct tape as well, because honestly, this stuff is obnoxious for getting a clean edge on. The print specifically says that it's designed for paper tapes, and duct tape does not qualify as that. Let's try it anyway. That looks pretty good. It definitely doesn't tear as easy as the masking tape, but yeah. For a print that takes a handful of minutes, no supports, and you can size it depending on your roll, I would definitely say this is worth printing out and using. Give this one a shot. Let me know what you think. Fourth item is one of those things that I've struggled with a handful of times, and when I was scrolling through the list and found this one, I thought that might actually be super handy. If you've ever done a panel glue up with pipe, why can't I think of the word? If you've ever done a panel glue up with pipe clamps, you know that sometimes these things can be super unwieldy. Now, mine actually have little standoffs on them, but as you can see, they don't always line up with my work surface. If I'm doing a panel glue up and it's bigger than that, it's actually a pain in the butt. These little prints hold your pipe clamps. I think they actually click into place. What was the last thing I did on this? Probably the drunken rolling pin that I made. Maybe I need to print a glue scraper. There we go. Look at that. That is super handy. You know, if you need to move your panel assembly somewhere else, they stay with you. You don't have to carry them along, reset them up, they're clamped on. Yeah, those are cool. Again, a really simple little idea, but a solid execution. I like those. And you can print off as many of them as you need. There you go. Those are nice. On to the last one. Last one is one of those things that most of us in a workshop suffer with, which is tangled up extension cords. Kind of cool. 3 pieces and no supports. Seems to go together really easily. So this looks like it just, I thought it was going together really easily. There it goes. Goes in here. And that spins the center carousel around. So is a 30-foot extension cord that I bought this last year for our Christmas lights, and I've yet to have a good place to store it. I think this should hold a 30-foot cord. It looks kind of iffy, actually. I guess we'll find out. First thing I want to do is find the center. Okay, which is right about there. All right, and then I think we should just be able to thread this right through. I've got to keep moving my hand as I twist this thing or the handle's going to hit me. There's not a very good place to hold this. I need flatter thumbs. I mean, it totally works. It's coiled up in there. I got a 30-foot cord coiled up. I'm guessing the handle? Yeah, the handle comes out. And so now I've got a 30-foot cord taking up a fairly small amount of space. And that it is stackable as well. So you could have multiple of these. Code them by color. You only need the handle to wind up. So technically you don't have to print multiple handles. You could just print one handle for multiple of these. And to get the cord out, you should just be able to pull it, right? Yeah. So you can just pull it and the cord comes out, which means that you don't have to have it super long for all of your uses. So if you only need a cord this long, then that's as much as you have to pull out. But if you need the cord to stretch even further, you've got 30 feet. How do we feel about this? I like the idea of it. I think as an idea, it's really cool. I like that it's completely 3D printed. There's no metal parts I have to add. There's no bearings or bushings. There's no screws. I think you should probably glue it because it looks like it has a tendency to come apart. And the handle's not, like it needs a little ball up here, right? And then it needs something else, like some other place to hold it. It's not bad. It's 7 out of 10. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's a great idea. It's a cool concept. It's functional and it could use some improvement. All of these prints will have a link down in the description of where you can find them. 4 of them are on Maker World. 1 of them is on Printables. And this video is not sponsored, which means I can just tell you I printed this on all of my machines, my A1, my H2D, my X1 Carbon, and my P2S. They're all great printers. I have a blast with them. If you're interested in any of those, I will put a link down below. If you ended up printing out any of these prints, let me know down in the comments if you like them, if you hate them, if you've got any suggestions for improvements, or you've got any prints that I should look at for the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.